Good morning. It's Sunday morning and I'm going to go and have a water experience before driving up to see my mum in the home. So 3 days ago something happened, and it's one of those moments that we get in life when I just know, right, that's happened, there's going to be a consequence. And so it's very much the case. So I got a phone call from my daughter just to let me know that my mum is now on oral morphine, and it's like morphine, opiates. Right, it's one of those flags that rise up out of nowhere and you just know things are different now. So in the film about Nanny Castle, I mentioned how she had the accident and she's not been able to really eat or drink hardly since then, and that of course is having a huge effect, seeing as she was incredibly underweight anyway. Well, I have found out that her BMI is 12.5, and apparently if it drops to as low as 18, that's cause for concern, and it's more like 20 to 25, so that gives me some thing by which to measure developments. And I went to see her the day before yesterday, and it was certainly a shock, and I understood that the morphine is because she's in a lot of pain. But what I witnessed there really was a combination of pain and very acute agitation, which has got so much to do with being so very light. It's funny, there's all these people wanting to lose weight, and there's one human being in danger from being so light. But that's how it is. And so it was incredibly distressing to witness her in so much pain and distress and whatever the other word was, agitation. Easy for that one to slip my mind. And so it caused her to wriggle around a lot in the bed and to get into a position where it looked like she was about to fall, and I kept on having to ask for help with this. And eventually the district nurse came, and after a bit of consideration, asking her questions, and she found it difficult to answer the questions. It was kind of ironic because the district nurse's body was like the polar opposite of my mother's, and there was more than one or two times when she touched her with far too much force. She had absolutely no idea what she was doing, but with the body she's got, I wasn't surprised. Her ability to empathise with someone that light probably was really difficult. And each time she did violate my mother's boundary, my mother was really quick and sharp to let her know that was the case. So all inconceivably distressing, of course. And so it went on, and it was decided to move down to the next stage in the course of carrying someone with her situation. So she's got this plaster cast on her wrist. She should have had a hospital appointment on the Friday, but it was deemed she was too infirm to even contemplate going to hospital. So she's got a cast on her wrist, which is obviously weighing her right arm down fantastically because it's so light and the cast is proportionately so heavy. So anyway, they decided to give her an injection. So this is the phase that she's at now. So when things become unbearable, as what happened 2 days ago, a district nurse will come out and administer an injection which contains morphine, diazepam, what people used to call Valium, and some other sedatives. And this has been also a surprising thing to witness, is that when I was there a couple of days ago, although she was being given this oral morphine, it wasn't actually helping at all. She wasn't getting any actual benefit from it. And that's got a lot to do with a kind of a bigger picture about what's going on, really, because I would like to tell you that I held my mother's hand, but quite a lot during that visit, but actually I'd be lying. What actually happened is my mother grasped hold of my hand with what I affectionately call her death grip, because it is just such a strong grip, and it's quite something to witness and experience. And what I realise that tells me is this is very much where things are for her, because she's literally gripping on unless she's given some pharmaceutical medication to enable that to be let go of. So unlike the oral morphine, which didn't seem to be doing anything, she had this injection, and 5 minutes later she's out like a light and she slept. And I'm delighted to say that yes, when other family members went to visit her, she was actually in rather a better state, in terms of she obviously wasn't in a lot of pain, and she was chatting. And that's the thing, actually. All the time I was with her 2 days ago, it's for quite a long time as well, she was chatting, she was talking. I think chatting's the wrong word, but she was talking. And I couldn't understand that much of it. If there was a particular thing she asked me to do, I could grasp that almost straight away. But when the conversation was more general, it was really hard to understand what she was actually getting at. So yesterday I definitely felt really bad. I knew I had to have the day off, so I did. And it ended up with me doing a whole bunch of things I hadn't expected to do. And because you can see where I am, it's an astonishing 14 degrees today for England for February. Even if it's Sidmouth, that's pretty surprising. So I don't know whether it's going to be a day where I'm going to be able to swim or not. But the point is, regardless of how I was feeling this morning in bed, and I do that, I lie in bed, give myself time to be in bed, give myself time to read, and it's like, come on. So it's like, I could so easily not bother to do this, but I'm going to do it because I know how it's going to make me feel. And I've got those people to see with the surfboards to encourage me, so off I go.